Hi, welcome to another video. So in this video we'll add a notification feature to this web forum. So if you are here just to learn about notification in Laravel, that's totally fine. This will be the real life example where we'll be using the notifications. So what I will do is I will add the notification here, and when someone reply to the thread or question created by you, you'll get notified. So for example, if you created some thread and someone just replied or gave answer to your questions, you'll have the notification in your dashboard. So currently I'm logged in with this user. So let's start. So here Laravel got some boilerplates all set up for notifications. So here in our terminal we need to create a migration first. So you don't need to create a separate migration. Just type php artisan notifications table. So this will create a migration for notification table. So this will have all default fields set up. So let's see what fields it will create. So create notifications table. Just open up this migration. So it will create type, notifiable, and data field. So read that. So basically this will create these fields by default. Okay, after the migration created, just type php artisan migrate to create that table in your database. Okay, here you'll see this table created. So after that we need to create a notification class. So we got command for that as well. In order to create a notification class, just type php artisan make notification and name of the notification class. So we are creating the notification for reply to thread. I will just name it replied to thread. Alright, so that should create inside app notifications. So this class will be created inside notifications. Alright, so basically it got some boilerplate for you. So like the constructor, so method and action. So by default it has this mail option. So what it will do is it will send the notification through email. So in our case, instead of sending email, what we are trying to do is we're trying to just store this locally in our notifications table. So what you can do is you can send email as well as you can store that in your database. Okay, let's handle one at a time. So just database for now, and you don't need this method now. So mail. So whatever you return here, you need to make that function. So if this function doesn't exist, it will default to this to array. So let's create a new method. So I will just make the clone of it and to database. Alright, so this will be generally the to added to this name to database. So now this function will handle everything. So basically when we trigger our notification, it will just call this method. So we define the channel which through which this notification will send data. So this will generally send the data. So for example, so we are creating a reply to thread. So what we can send is replied time. So at which time user replied. So we can use carbon now. Let's import this. So it will send this replied time. So now we need to trigger this notification when user replied. So we'll go to comment controller. So at thread comment. So in this function, so after user added the comment, will notify. So we can notify using this user notify. So actually we can access like this auth user. So we'll notify the authenticated user, and we need to pass the class which we just created. So replied to thread. So this will notify the authenticated user. Alright, so let's check if it is working till now. So if you are wondering how we can use this method on user model, so if you go to user class, you'll see we are using this notifiable trait. So this trait will we have the access with access to this method with help of that trait. So let's check this if it is working. So for example, let's create a reply to this thread. Alright, so it created. Let's see in our notifications table. Yeah, it created the notification with the date, so replied date. Alright, so that is working. Now let's create a user interface where we'll show the notifications. Alright, so let's go to our navbar. We'll add that to navbar. So navbar.blade. So if you see here to navbar right, we'll add it here to right. So at navbar right, so if user is authenticated, we'll execute this code in else. So we got one drop down already like this. We'll just duplicate this and make for notifications. So after we duplicated this, we have another drop down. Alright, so here instead of this, we'll just write notifications. Let's see how it looks. Alright, so here we'll add a batch. So instead of this class batgs, so this is just bootstrap class. For now, just hardcode this. Alright, that looks okay. And here we'll add a icon, so globe icon. So span, so class glyph icon, so globe. And here, yeah, this looks pretty good. Okay, in menu, just remove all of these, and here we'll add just hardcode this for now. Just check. Alright, so yeah, now let's display notifications here. So here we'll display the notification count instead of just hard coding. So we'll count these. So just wrap this inside count. Alright, so yeah, so it displays the notification. So instead we will display the unread notification. Unread. Okay, so here to show that, we'll loop through the unread notifications, and for each, so here we'll display for now just notification type to see if it is working. So yeah, alright, so this is working. So what we can do to make it more dynamic or more reusable is we'll load separate the partial view according to these types. So reply to thread. So what we can do here, insert will include a view. So the name of view will be if you want to see what this is, just it is just modifying the string so that we can use a view. So this will basically be our view name. So here, let's see. Yeah, so it created reply to thread. So the reason we created this is we can include our view. So here we'll name notification, and we'll include these code there. So we'll create that inside our inside parcels. Let's create a new folder named notifications. So notification. So inside notification we'll create a blade file name replied to thread, and we'll put the name here. So that will be inside layouts, parcels, notification. So layout, parcel, notification, and the name of the notification. Alright, so yeah, that will just do the same thing. So here you can put so someone replied to your thread. Alright, so that is the basic notifications. So here we want to add the data and link to the thread where the user replied, and the name of the user who replied. Okay, so as I already told, so the class that is responsible for passing data is replied to thread notification class here to database. So currently we are just passing replied time. So we want to pass other data like the name of user who replied and all of those. So for now, just diagram this notifiable, and let's see what we got by default. Let's create a comment. Yeah, you can pass reply, comment, whatever. So here we'll see we got the name of user. Basically we got the user class. So what we can do is we can pass the thread, and so basically we need to pass the two model like thread and reply model, so that we can access the reply, also we can access the thread. Actually we can just pass thread, so we can access the reply of thread. Yeah, for now just pass thread. So let's go to comment controller, and so here, so when comment created we notify user. So here we can pass this thread instance here, this one, so that we have access to the thread ID, so that user know in which thread someone replied. Okay, so now let's go to this class reply to thread. So in constructor we can pass that thread, and we need to create, so this thread equals to this thread, and we need to create that property, so protected thread. Yeah, we can just reference, and user, so user is be notifiable. So here also, yeah, so basically we pass this thread from our comment controller, and we catch it here, and we just pass it in this array thread. So let's check if everything is okay. So now let's go back to our reply to thread include, and here we'll display that our user, so who created the notification. So notification data, so when you access this data property, it will automatically convert that JSON into array. Okay, so if you see here, so it is like JSON object. So when you access like this data, it will automatically convert it into array. So after that, we access the user and the name property. So this replied or commented on your thread. Yeah, so webdematics commented on your thread. Instead of this thread, what we can do, we can just reference, or we can just show the title of thread. So data thread, and so webdematics commented on your thread, Laravel eloquent. So let's update this link as well, and we need to pass the ID of thread. So we have access to ID here. So notification data thread, we need to pass ID. Alright, so let's click on this and it should take us to that thread. Okay, so the creation and view of this notification working. So user can create notification and it should appear on the dashboard of user. And here what we can do is, so if someone clicks on this, we will mark these notification as red. So if someone views this, we will mark these as red. So in order to do that, what I will do is, when user click on this, we'll send the AJAX request and we'll catch that on some controller and mark all notification as red. So let's go to navbar. So we'll give this ID mark as red. So front dot blade. Okay, so in front dot blade we can define, yeah, we can reference to that our app.js. So asset asset.js app.js. So let's open that asset.js app. So we'll create main.js instead. Alright, so main.js. So when someone clicks on that, function will alert clicked. Alright, let's refresh, click on it. Okay, something doesn't work. Okay, sorry about that. We need to create this inside our public. So we are not using any compiler like Laravel Mix or Webpack, so we'll just directly place this inside our JS. Yeah, so main.js. Now it should work. Okay, no error in console. Yeah. Okay, so when user clicks on that, we'll call a function. So let's create a JavaScript function. Alright, so let's go to navbar, and here when someone clicks on this, so on click mark notification as red, we'll call this function. So we'll send we'll send a get request to a URL, send the get request to that URL, and for now just create that route here, function. Okay, so when we send get request to this URL, first we'll get the authenticated user, and we'll get unread notification, and we'll call them mark as read. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so let's test this in action. Refresh it, open up console, and keep eye on if you get any error. So let's see network tab. Yeah, it sent it request. So yeah, we got 200. Okay, so now if we refresh this page, we shouldn't see this notification. Yeah, perfect. So that worked. So no notification. Yeah, so this is all about notification. You can add more notification. You can create another class like this reply to class, and you just need to create another view with same name. So that should work. So instead of for each, you can use for else in order to show notifications, because if there is no notification, it shows like this. Okay, so what we can do instead is for else and no unread notifications. All right, so let's finally test this. I'll log in as another user, and I will comment on the webdematics post or thread, and I will comment on this testing notifications. So currently it is sending a notification to a user who created. Yeah, we'll restrict that. For now, let's log in as webdematics. And okay, so here we got some issue. When we click on this notification link, it marks all notification as read, so that other user also can see that. So before fixing that, we need to fix another issue. So if you go to comment controller, so here we are notifying the authenticated user. That means so if someone created the comment, it will notify that user who created comment, but we want to notify the owner of thread, or yeah, owner of thread, we want to notify that. Okay, so instead what we can do is we can notify the owner of thread. So just say thread user. So we created comment as a subdep, but here notifiable ID is ID1, which is the ID of webdematics, so it is perfect. So this notifiable ID and notifiable type, so notifiable ID is the ID of user whom we are notifying. Okay, so ID of particularly this type, user type for now. Okay, so now let's refresh. Yeah, we should see no notification here, but if we log out and log in as webdematics, we should see a notification. Yeah, perfect. So let's fix other issues. So if subdev, so if the user named subdev will click on this notification, it will mark all notification as read. Okay, so which we don't want. So in order to fix that, let's go to our JavaScript in main.js. So we'll only mark notification as read if there are notification related to user, or if the user is capable of or authenticated to mark them as read. So we are calling this function from our navbar blade, and here we'll pass the notification count. So let's copy this, and paste it here. So we are passing the count, and in this function, if count is greater than 0, so let's notification count. So if there is notification count, or if notification count is greater than 0, or we can do not equals to 0. Okay, so now if it is not equals to 0, we'll call this mark as read. Yeah, so no unread notification, log out and log in as webdematics. So yeah, perfect, it's still there. So now if we click, now it should mark it as read. So if you see here, here is slightly issue. So it is saying webdematics commented on this post, but subdep commented on this post. So what we can do is, so if you go to replied to thread .php, so here, so user is notifiable. So notifiable is the user whom we are sending notification. So instead what we can do is we can pass here authenticated user. So that should solve this problem. Okay, now let's create a comment once again. So I'll comment on it, and now let's switch back to webdematics account. Yeah, so this time it's working. Yeah, so this is all about notification that is similar to like Facebook, Twitter. So we'll cover other notification in our other video. So that's all for now. See you in next video. Bye.